Hey everybody, and welcome back to another edition of DFS Preview by the Sports Chief. I'm your host, AustYn. So we're going to take you out to the next stop on the NASCAR or Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series schedule at Chicagoland Speedway for the Camping World 400. So Chicagoland, just give you a little brief preview there. It's a mile-and-a-half track. The pavement's pretty old. I believe it's the original pavement from 2001 when they ran the Cup Series race there. They're using the new aero package, of course, just like every other track this year with the mile and a half. Or I believe it's 1.3 and over. They use the reduced horsepower, like 550 or so. It's going to be interesting to see what's going to come of this week. Last week, I'm going to be honest with you, we didn't do so well in our DFS tips at Sonoma. So this week I'm actually going to take a pretty big swing in my strategy as far as tournaments go. Hopefully this will help you making your lineup, and we'll see how you do. I do feel like my lineup's going to be quite a bit different. It's definitely a tournament strategy, so this is something, if it pays off, it's going to be great. If it doesn't, I think I'm just either going to win big or not. It's not really a conservative lineup. The route I'm going, and I just didn't like any of them. It just took me a while to figure out a really good lineup to go with, and I finally came up with one that I believe that could be a home run for us. So let's just check it out. So if you look at the price points for this week's drivers, of course Kyle Busch is first, starting in 17th spot. Kevin Harvick in second at 11.2. Kyle Busch 11.5. Martin Truex Jr. at 10.9. He's been on a hot streak. Brad Keselowski starting in 12th at 10.6, and Joey Logano starting in 19th at 10.1. So the prices are a little more expensive here at Chicagoland, is what it's looking like compared to the Sonoma race. And when making this lineup, I looked through here, Kyle Busch and Kyle Larson, had that, of course, the famous slide job commentary by Dale Jr. last year in NBC's coverage. But there's one driver that I really like heading into this weekend, and that's Kevin Harvick. He's the initial winner and also won the second race at Chicagoland. He's pretty good here. His team looks bad fast in practice and everything, and I believe he's normally, when he's bad fast like this at mile and a half, he flat out dominates. What I'm going to do, Kyle Busch starting in 17th spot, the likelihood of him getting a top 10, as you can tell, 16 of the 19 events that's on here, he's gotten a top 10. I'm going with Kyle Busch at 11.5, and I'm also going to go with Kevin Harvick in my lineup. Yep, you saw that right. So I'm picking two guys over 11,000. I think Kevin Harvick could dominate this race, but I also think Kyle Busch can kind of come in there and sweep in there. My prediction is that Harvick leads well over 100 laps in this race. If he doesn't win, I still get a pretty decent payout as far as points go, looking at 60, 70 some points if he doesn't win. But I do think Kyle Busch, I could easily see a top 10. He's not had that much speed, and I don't know if he will be picked that often. I'm not really sure. But that's what I'm going with. I struggled going through these guys here and wanting to pick them, but I just couldn't do it. And I feel like the price point this week is very good for you to pick for these drivers. And as you scroll down here, there's quite a few attractive options. Going past here, going into the Suarez 7,000 range, Ryan Newman, who's been killing it. Suarez is starting in 29th spot, Menard 25th, Stenhouse 26th. A guy I feel like I pick almost week in and week out is Chris Buescher. He's starting in 28th. We're rolling out with Chris Buescher this week. Feel very confident in that. And as you scroll on down here, you look at these guys like, Hemrick, McDowell. I was hoping Hemrick didn't qualify quite that well because I wanted to pick him. He looked pretty quick, but starting in third, man, he's going to have a really good finish, and I just don't see the consistency being there quite yet. One guy I really like is Bubba Wallace. He's at 5.5 here, starting in 27th spot. Heck, if he gets me a top 25 finish, that's great, and that's what I'm looking for, and that would be awesome. Scrolling on up here, so I'm going to see kind of how my price points are. Say if I did Ryan Newman. This is kind of what I had planned out. These guys would be my picks, either Stenhouse, Menard, Suarez, or Newman. And Stenhouse's consistency is just not there, really. Menard is actually pretty solid at this track. He actually started on the pole last year in the Wood Brothers machine, but new aero package, new way to drive. So Daniel Suarez is in the Stewart-Haas engines, and I really like his likelihood of getting a top 15 finish. He's starting in 29th spot. I'm getting the 27, 28, 29th spot guys there, going with them. And I'm also going to pick Ryan Newman starting in 16th. So let's clean this up a little bit here. Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick. Scroll on down here. Ryan Newman is my third driver. Wow, that's crazy. Ryan was top 10 speeds in practice, though, on flat out hot lapping it, or, his top speed, and also in averages, so he looked really quick. Daniel Suarez at 7.4. Scroll on down. Chris Buescher, and my big time swing, Bubba Wallace. Hopefully Bubba can, get me 20 or 30 points. That would be amazing. So there you have it. That's what I'm rolling out here with the Sports Chief. That's what we're rolling out with here. Hopefully we can take down some tournaments and maybe win some money. And hopefully this helped your strategy out a little bit. Definitely one that's a lot different than what I usually do. But feel pretty good with this. So hope everyone has a happy race day. Good luck to you in your DFS lineups. And check out the Camping World 400 at Chicagoland Speedway.